Wie geht's? Yes, I started us in German this week. Why not?
Sprechen die Deutsch?
Eine Bitte. Hi, welcome to the Doucheless Vegans. So glad you could join us this week. My name is Carla Collins. I'm a comedian. I'm a fledgling vegan. And our host is Michael Stewart Webb, who is master uber vegan. And we live an unconventional lifestyle during this pandemic. Do. You wish. Michael is my gay fiancé. I'm his beard.
It's fabulous. It's perfect.
And we live on a farm north of Toronto during all this pandemic madness with many, many animals who often make appearances in various shows, which we love, and probably the main reason the two of us enjoy and embrace the vegan lifestyle.
Our love of animals.
Yes, our love of animals, who are often better than humans. Let's face it, it's not even a competition anymore these days. And also because our vanity trumps a lot of things, and we find the vegan diet to be quite helpful.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Healthful and youthful.
Exactly. We're definitely motivated to some degree by vanity and and wanting to remain healthy. I, for one, don't want my face sliding off into my waistband, much like most other people my age.
That's awkward. Whoops, there goes my face.
Well, everything droops, right? Gravity is not kind.
And apparently Newton discovered gravity during a lockdown. Seriously, during a pandemic, right? That's the whole meme that was going around last year.
Oh, really? I had no idea.
Productive. He invented gravity, and I'm like, oh, well, don't be so showy-offy. No one needed gravity. But, I was thinking whenever I listen back to us or when we do this show, like most hosts say to each other, hey, how are you? But because we're together 24/7, it's just like, hi, we're here. That's just how it is.
Yeah, we get all that shit out of the way in the morning when we see each other.
That's right. We're very much Ava Gabor and Merv Griffin. It's just
true.
Like, we're a couple of sorts.
That's right.
Even though my very inappropriate joke yesterday when you were drinking box wine, which is just hilarious to behold. Because you're so zhuzhy, right? You're high-end everything. We couldn't even get a rescue chicken. You had to get some exotic ostrich eggs or something. You've got impeccable taste. Everything is top drawer with you. And I look over and you're taking the last bit out. It looked like a blood bag. Like you were
like an IV bag.
Like just giving to the Red Cross. And I was like, and that's the closest gay fiance's ever been to a box.
It's true. It's the closest I will ever come to a box.
I really wish I had taken a snapshot. You in box wine. Awesome.
Oh my God.
I mean, for me, I'm from the Sioux, so that's just Tuesday. But for you, it was just kind of funny to see.
Yeah, a little out of character, I guess.
Yeah, so we don't really need to say, hey, how you doing, sweetie? We're like, we literally
good.
just, I picture us like the early I Love Lucy sitcoms where we're in separate beds.
In the same room, I know.
Morning.
Well,
were the Bradys in the same bed? I think they were.
Were they?
I'm wondering if they were. And that was quite revolutionary, but I don't know.
I can't recall. You know what? I think they might have been in the same bed. It was an enormous bed.
Yeah, I can't remember.
And, with each on either, side.
Yes, of course. Like you could
teetering on the edge of the mattress.
747 and
down the middle.
Them, so
I know.
Nothing sexual.
Exactly.
They came into the marriage with kids already. Okay, so relax. No hanky-panky between Carol and Mike.
Yes, the stork had already made its deliveries.
Although I'm thinking now it is a bit like us. Because I, too, embrace a mullet-like hair sometimes, like Carol Brady. And the actor who played Mr. Brady was gay.
Was a homo.
That's right.
True.
So, perfect.
What was his name? Do you remember?
Oh, my gosh. Well, I'll Google it.
Well, it's not that important.
His name was Mike Brady. Yes, so I can remember
Yeah, I don't think that was his real name.
Are you sure? Robert Reed?
I don't know. I
think it was Robert something.
I honestly don't know.
I'm going to check.
I know he was a rager.
Okay, well, you can say that. So we are actually recording this on Easter. So
we are,
yeah. Happy belated Easter.
Yes, happy belated Easter to you and to everyone who's listening.
Now, I will say that's one thing I haven't seen on the farm.
What's that?
A bunny.
Nope. Well, there's lots of wild bunnies.
I know, but I haven't seen... Oh, I know. I've partied with them. Not even a Playboy bunny.
Oh,
I haven't
God.
seen it. Because obviously it's beautiful. Michael lives on this great equestrian. I'm just a squatter, by the way.
No, you're not.
I'm his rescue cougar. I know. The funny thing is, you'll be looking, you're like, why is your name on the deed? Don't worry about it. I'm never leaving. When I lived in Malibu, often would see bunnies. Always loved that. I remember seeing a bunny on Easter and thinking, oh, how ironic. And of course, it's gluten-free eggs because Malibu.
Naturally.
That's all they lay. But I haven't seen a bunny yet.
Yeah, we have bunnies here.
When are they going to show up?
Oh, I don't know. Well, it's we might be seeing more of them now because we're getting into spring and.
Which has been so great.
Oh my God! Finally, some decent weather. I've been ready to hang myself.
I mean, cancel clear. It's it's still a bit on the cool side, but what I was saying, it's been so wonderful to wake up, and it's the for me now it's the spring sounds.
Yes.
And you said there. I was like, I think those are bullfrogs, but you corrected me. What are they?
They're peepers.
I've never. That's what I call my breasts, of course, but I have never.
That's what you call the people who are admiring your breasts.
Yes. Hey, peepers. My eyes are up here. So what are peepers?
They're little frogs. They come out in the springtime and they chirp. It's their mating call. So
mine too.
Yeah, they sound almost like little crickets. So
no wonder it appeals to me. I'm French Canadian. I'm like, yes, peepers. It's been so long. Now I'm just like, that frog is cute. So great. I love the sound.
Oh, the sounds are amazing. And now, the temperatures are getting a little bit better where, we can turn the heat off and we can open our windows and get some fresh air blowing through. And so
I have my window open during the worst blizzards.
Yes,
so.
it's true.
But yeah, I love the sounds and smells. And it really is like, everybody needs it too. Because I think everybody, really, I'm just being honest, it seems like everybody's losing their damn mind.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not a whine or anything, but when we blow past the year mark, once again, I don't know where you're listening from or watching this, but Ontario has gone into a lockdown for
effective yesterday.
And it's really, I think, again, as I said before, the COVID fatigue is, that game is strong right now.
It totally is, yeah. And I think it's important for us all to be mindful that we're all kind of swimming in the same cesspool right now. And, tempers are short and we need to exercise some restraint.
Yeah.
Myself included. Like I have a short fuse, as you've noticed.
Well, here's something funny because by the way, it was Robert Reed. I feel like I should win something.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't know where that came from.
Get an extra helping of turkey dinner, fake turkey dinner.
We're going to talk about that. We got lots of food stuff to talk about, but first we're going to dish.
Yes, let's dish.
Now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, you're a bit like my younger brother, my pal, because when I'm in a bad mood, you find it hilarious.
I do.
I'm quite funny when I'm angry because I do have a pretty good temperament.
Yes, you do.
For a chick, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I do.
Well, you're not a chick.
No, I'm very much a dude. I noticed that my older gentleman lover does not like when I'm like, I've got a lot of yang and basically a guy. And he's like, you're not a guy. I think your just consciousness is more evolved. Well, we know that's not true. No, I'm just a dude.
You are a dude.
A dude with some great breasts. So he can't stop laughing when I'm upset. We literally were talking the other night and I was, all week until this last night. I don't know how good I'm going to be, guys, because I had a whole shitload of sleep and I feel like a new person, but I'm like, just like a little kid, like, I just want to cozy up to you. It's such a game changer. And we'll talk about some things on the show today to get a better sleep because they say that's even more important than diet. And I concur because I was like losing my mind for whatever reason, stress. I had a little bit of an upset tummy. I have a tummy like a Sheltie dog. So it's, and I just wasn't sleeping. And man, you lose perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I was taking advice from a porn star at one point. I don't know if that's the best way to go. So the other night I was on the phone with Rick and we've been, of course, I'm whoring out my new album, Pandepic. It's available right now in pre-sales, but is released on April 9th.
Which is this coming Friday, right?
I know.
How exciting is that?
We're both we're excited about it.
Can't wait.
There weren't a lot of people who got to do albums, and I'm all thrilled. And, we worked so hard on this for months. And then iTunes places it in the new age category. Which
What is that, honestly?
I mean, that is hilarious on a lot of levels. But I've been encouraging pre-sales because, of course, I want a chart. So many of my comedian buddies are like, I was number 1, I was number 2 on iTunes, and I'm like, hey, bitches, look who's number 1 in New Age this week. And
you beat out Zamfir and Kenny G.
I got Kenny G. I've got like Yanni on my ass.
Oh,
like, what
my
if it's
God.
like, and then of course, how about the poor people who are like, click, of course, if you're looking for me in comedy, you won't find it.
Yeah.
And it's, if you see the hilarious album cover and the names of the tracks, what in the name of, like, why?
Yeah,
would
I
you
don't know what
put
they were
it
thinking.
in New Age.
No, I don't know what they were thinking.
On God's green earth. So I just picture some poor soul wanting some soothing, meditation music. Like, I'm hoping to listen to the pan flute as I ohm it up.
Meditation bowls.
And they get me comparing my tits to the Property Brothers.
Well, that could be relaxing for some.
They're very relaxing. You'll find that's why animals like me. You get close to this bosom, and it's really like Xanax. But so I was ranting about it to my bro, and and I'm like, I can hear you giggling. Like I was legit I was very upset, and I'm like, oh, for God's sakes. And I just heard, and the other morning, I don't know, what was I talking to you about?
I don't know. You were on a tirade about something.
I was ranting, and I could just, but I wasn't trying to be funny. And you were like, so thank God I am zero effective when I'm angry.
Oh my God.
Like no one's fearful because they're giggly. Which is interesting because,
Well, your angry tirades are much like your comedy. It's sort of like this rapid fire, da-da-da-da-da-da. It's comedic. You can't help but laugh.
I guess that's good, right? Because I often mention I took a lot of courses at the Kabbalah Center, and they say anger, and this spiritually is like the worst. It's maybe a step above like complete depression because at least there's some action to it. Mm-hmm. But the Kabbalists are so like, they say anger is so poisonous.
Oh, interesting.
They actually say even as an actor, you should not take on a role where your character becomes angry. So they said that's how toxic it is to be angry.
Isn't that interesting?
So I should just be hovering around the earth because apparently my anger is hilarious, which is great. And I do remember sometimes fights with like boyfriends in the past where I could tell that they had a glimmer in their eye and they're like, well, this is a hoot.
Let's make her angry more often.
This is hilarious. Guys, do you need a good laugh? Upset her. So, which I guess is good because again, you and I have relied on just laughing it up all the time. And your anger is a bit like that too, because you're just like, oh, and it's a short wick. Your wick is like this big, and you always say, I'm very bitchy right now. You call it.
I do. I own my rages. Fortunately, and I don't know, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Fortunately, they're few and far between, but when I go on a rampage, they're pretty intense. But fortunately, like a true Aries, I'm in and out like a Navy SEAL, to coin one of your expressions, right?
And we've just melded into one personality.
It's true.
I'll be like, can I borrow the keys to the personality tonight? Sure, go ahead, darling. We've just become one
just make sure
entity.
you put gas in the tank.
I don't. The great thing about you, because it's remarkable, like you do not get a lot of sleep. You work around the clock, and currently, as we've said, if you're keeping them, it's like, basically Dynasty, this show. It's more of a mini series, really. Your whole coverall falls. You're like, I'm not paying that price that people are asking to take it down, and you've been taking it down with your bare hands, quite literally.
I have. Yes, my bare hands and my teeth.
I swear, like yesterday morning, I said, you're both impressing me and frightening me. You said, why? And I said, because I think you have superpowers. I think you love when I sleep in late so you can be out there using your teeth in your hands like, okay, no one's watching. Let me just take this down. You really are. I honestly, and I mean this because I'm madly in love with you, but I don't think you're human.
Oh, stop.
I think you're some type of alien. I'm not sure what it is, or something angelic, but a fallen angel, of course.
Naturally. Come on. We need to have some fun.
Yeah, because being an angel, oh my God, that's a tough gig.
That's boring as shit. Do you remember that TV show in the 80s about angels? It was
Touched by an Angel?
No, was it Touched by an Angel? Della Reese.
When you think about it, that would be canceled because Touched by an Angel is show me on the dolly where the angel touched you. You can't have that now. Yes,
know.
it was Della Reese and she had an accent.
Yeah,
the
what was it? Scottish girl, Irish girl, whatever her name was.
I'm not looking her up. Listen,
it's not
focus.
important.
You know me, I'll start playing Candy Crush or something. I can't. My ADD is too strong. But yeah, Touched by an Angel.
Yeah.
So that's.
I don't want to be one
you.
of those people.
No. I think I told you this once. My buddy Paul Schmidt, who's like my other little brother, and we wrote comedy together for years, and still occasionally do. And I remember him saying that he didn't want to go to heaven because he thought that heaven would be a lot like Ann Arbor, Michigan, just a lot of boring white people and bad music. It's like,
he's not far off.
He's like, no, I want to go to hell because it seems like it'll be a lot more fun. Like just the jokes that we make. Like,
yeah,
obviously,
totally.
I don't even believe in hell. If it is, it's our own hell that we create, or it's right here on earth. But yeah, you don't want like a harp. And whenever somebody says something angelic, you're like, oh God.
I know, like a choir of
for about
angels.
10 minutes.
Oh.
Choirs are creepy to begin with. I just think people singing in unison is weird.
Actually, I like a good choir. I'm like a good.
Like a House of Blues choir.
Yeah, like a full-on black gospel choir.
Oh, the best.
Yeah, I have no interest in listening to a bunch of honkies, singing. But give me a good,
I know. It's
Southern Baptist black gospel choir, and I'm all over it.
So inspiring.
Yeah. Well, there's just so much love
House
and
of
energy
Blues.
that goes into it, right? As opposed to a bunch of uptight whiteys.
I don't think you mean the underwear.
No.
That's right. Right now, I feel like Rick Astley's like, I've got soul. You've been rickrolled. Well, it's interesting you should talk about that because that kind of segues into something I don't think I've talked about this. I get on Jags, and right now I'm on my Dr. Wayne Dyer Jag to listen to fall asleep. Yep. I think he's a father figure, and I just love him. He's got humor, and I feel like in the self-help guru range, he's just so lovely and warm. And as you know, I do the comedic meditations. So I don't know if you noticed this, but I incorporated this little nugget when I did the comedic meditation for the folks at Labatt's this week, which was exciting.
Yeah, that was
exciting.
Big time. It was big time.
The largest brewery in Canada. Hello, I'm a size queen.
And so you should be. I mean, that was a coup doing a comedic meditation for Labatt's. And, we're not just talking about, the factory worker Labatt's, like the president and CEO of Labatt's.
Whose name is Kyle.
Kyle, I know.
Which sounded like Kyle is not what you think a CEO is going to be called. But I was like, Kyle sounds like some dude who's going to teach me surfing.
Yeah, well, it sounds fun. I mean, you would expect, a Douglas or a Walter.
I know, exactly.
Right? But
Bartholomew.
the third.
Exactly. Winston. He really liked it. And so I stole this from Dr. Wayne because you try to pick and choose and get your own tapestry going from the best. So I found this interesting. I think you will too, that I believe this is the morning meditation. And he said it's very important to, when you breathe in, then when you do your exhale, you use this sound, ah. So to your point, when you're listening to gospel choirs, like sound is vibration. And apparently nothing is more important than that. And when he said the sound ah is the most resonant and important sound for humans because it's the sound of happiness, right? Ah, it's the sound of ecstasy for procreation. That's the sound you make when you're making love, to borrow my older gentleman lovers. I know when you're doing it, like when you're, when you're banging. All right, sorry. When you're porking, you go and so it's apparently this highest, and so it's because that's creation, right? So if you're looking to manifest, and also it's the sound of whatever you call your God or universe, God, Buddha, Allah, Krishna, like he goes through a whole bunch. So when you do this,
vodka.
I tell you, when you have a zinger, Like I'm like doing a million one-liners all through the show, but you'll have one that is always the best. Yes, vodka. As I said, whatever your God is. So when you do this, if you want to try this meditation, he says to do it for 20 minutes. And you picture your base chakra or root chakra, so that's at the end of your spine. And you picture it going up to your third eye chakra while you say ah.
Oh, interesting.
And so of course that's supposed to be the key to manifesting. So that will be something I try this week. But I just found that so interesting because again, tones and music, nothing shifts your mood more than music. So,
oh my God, absolutely.
So I buy into it.
Yeah.
A sound.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, feels good. Like that's
I like it.
Also after a good meal, right?
Absolutely. No, I dig it.
Yeah.
I dig it.
So speaking of good meals, go baby, because we have so much to talk about.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Food-wise.
So, well, let's start with our roni off.
Yeah, let's. Do you want the good news or the bad news? Because here's the bad news, kids. I mean, because I'm going to call it like it is.
Well, when we need to, that's why we're doing what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
So we can spare everyone else the agony of trying a whole bunch of crap and spending their money needlessly.
So I was like, I don't know about you, but growing up, I remember like Fridays, we would get to order the pepperoni pizza. And I've never been a big meat eater fan, to be honest. I did, of course, eat meat before, but I love pepperoni, which I'm sure is horrible for you. But everybody, a pepperoni pizza. I mean, could that be not more classic? So we thought, okay, we'll just do a roni off with just like pepperoni and
yeah, it was a straight up no additional zhuzhing pizzas. So we sampled 3 ronis and we invited a couple of our
bubble friends.
over.
Don't worry, there was just 4 of us. Everybody
Yes.
relax.
And they're in our bubble.
They are in our bubble.
So
They've been in our bubble for months.
they have. So, we wanted some unbiased opinions, right? So we invited a couple of our bubble friends over to sample the wares with us. And I mean, they were okay with the pepperoni. So we gave the Good Butchers pepperoni a shot.
Yes, because we had heard, because, we've been like,
we've been kind of
less than excited. Yeah.
I haven't been impressed, to be honest with you.
The Very Good Butchers, meh.
It is
really,
it's meh.
if you look up meh in the dictionary, that's what you.
I know, and much to my chagrin, I was really rooting for them.
I know, because the lovely backstory and so we had the Very Good Butchers, and we had Eve's.
We had Eve's pepperoni, and we had Gusta.
Yeah, love the Gusta stuff.
Yeah.
Too.
The Gusta sausage, I think I like better over the
better.
pepperoni.
Yeah.
I found all of them, and I think so did you, rather dry. Not a lot of flavor.
Didn't like. I think we gave the win to the Very Good Butchers, which is I had seen online that this is what they're known for.
But even that was like okay.
Yeah, I mean, because I don't want someone to say, hey, I'm gonna try being vegan or do a meatless Monday or try to eat less meat and have this, because it was like bleh.
I know.
Like again, if that was my first day as a vegan, I'd be like, nope.
Yeah.
So, gay fiance has an idea.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try my hand at making my own pepperoni. Like, how hard can it be?
I don't know. You're able to wizardly do everything else, so I'm just assuming that you'll come up. And I love that. I love like your own food line, not just all your recipes that will be available in the Touchless Vegan Cookbook. But why not try it? Because it just wasn't great.
No,
Nor
it
was
wasn't.
the cheese, hun. And
No,
I know that you
no.
love President's Choice, and there's a lot of great stuff.
There's a lot of really wonderful stuff. And, again, as we said, this is why we're doing what we're doing, right? We might be rooting for some particular brands, but if they're not great, we want to spare everyone the agony of spending their hard-earned money on buying shit. So I had happenstance upon President's Choice vegan mozzarella.
Right.
While I was picking up the wares to make these pizzas. And I thought, oh, well, this is interesting. And it said right on it, stretchy and gooey. Well, it was not stretchy and gooey.
No.
The flavor was, it was okay. But I
it
think...
didn't melt at all, hun.
It really, no, it didn't. It didn't. It was
harder than algebra. It was like, yeah. And because, you've made great pizzas, but you put so many great things on it that we couldn't.
Yeah, we really zhuzhed them up.
So the roni off was... Let's just put it this way. I'm glad we had a lot of hooch.
I mean, it was a very productive Roni off.
Mm-hmm.
We learned a lot. But yeah, I mean, I don't think we were impressed with anything. And you know, the Good Butcher's Roni won by default, really, because the other ones were just so fucking awful in comparison.
I know all the. It was sawdust time again. Yeah, it was
I
not.
know.
It
It
was
was
not great.
So they
I
were
was
the lesser
starving.
of the three evils, really.
Yeah. So right now, as far as we know, there really isn't a good vegan, a clutch vegan pepperoni.
No, which is why we're gonna try our hand at making one.
I don't know what eye of newt. What are you gonna? How do you even know?
I don't know. I'll give it some. Probably like a Satan based. I know you always
SEIT.
yes, not like Beelzebub, or Lucifer. I'll probably start with a wheat gluten, like Satan or something like that.
Right.
Which would of course leave it as an option for some of our friends who are celiac.
Right. Which seem to be more and more people. So
yeah, interestingly enough, there are more people who are becoming gluten intolerant. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to give it some thought to see what kind of proteins we can use. So,
it's very cool. And then, but on the good news side, you brought home Just Egg.
yes. So it was.
Is that what it's called? Just
yeah,
Egg.
just egg. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that we had talked about a few shows before because it was a giant, like it was big news in the vegan circles that I now run in high heels, and it's fantastic.
It's really good.
Just recently available in Canada, and only the fold kind that they say you can put in a toaster, but you made it in a skillet, which was delicious.
Oh, far better, because then can use your vegan butter and you're getting all of that deliciousness that you'd expect from like a French style omelet.
It was fantastic. I'm a big egg lover. I really love eggs, so that would be the one thing that I would, if I ever would introduce back into my diet. And no needed. This has more protein than eggs.
I know.
It was fantastic.
And the calories are super freaking low. So
what was it again?
So for two packages of the eggs, it's 200 calories. So, you and I just we had one each in our English muffin. So that was 100 calories for the egg plus whatever the calories were in the English muffin.
Insane.
I know.
So good.
Ridiculous.
They said,
and satisfying.
If you're listening in the States, you can also get the kind that you pour. Because I mean, imagine making omelets with that, scrambled eggs.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
It's fabulous. Like that exceeded expectations.
Yeah, I was really surprised, pleasantly surprised. And so these are made with mung beans.
Yeah.
Rather
I'm
than
gonna be
soy.
honest, I don't really know what that is, but I just
legume, right?
It's a legume.
So there's no soy for people who are concerned about soy, and they shouldn't be, of course, because we've already talked about how wonderful it is.
Yeah.
Or people who might have gluten intolerance.
Right. It was so good. It's a great, remember, because you can make your own vegan egg McMuffin now.
Oh my God! Well, that was great. We threw some Violife cheese. No, we had Swiss, didn't we? We had
No, we did cheddar on that.
Oh, we did. That's right. So we had the Violife cheddar, which is unfreaking believable. I'm a total fan of this Violife stuff.
We're fanboy and fangirling out to Violife. I have to tell you. So conversely, the president's choice, gooey and stretchy, which was neither. You have found Violife mozzarella that I've been just eating out of the package.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It really is.
So
good stuff. And we came across Violife. So Violife is a brand that comes out of Greece. And I that doesn't surprise me terribly because Europeans, Mediterraneans, they all know their cheeses, right?
They do. Gosh.
So this brand comes out of Greece. And we had done some research in previous episodes, what other products were available in the Violife line, and one of the things that we are missing is cream cheese.
Yes, because lox and bagel.
I know,
for Montreal listeners, I do love cream cheese. Again, for a lot of people, like that. This is the most difficult thing to give up are the cheeses.
Yeah.
I hear it all the time.
Yeah. I'm a total cheese lover. But I love animals more.
Yes.
So it's an easy
and
decision
as I keep
to make.
saying, ladies, people who are
Dairy's not
struggling
good for you.
with hormones,
Yeah.
or it's awful for your skin, just because of all the crap they're putting in as well.
Yeah. Well,
As
it's
well as
unnatural.
it's awful for the cow.
Well,
Do
it's
you
horrific.
want someone pulling
yeah.
on your teats?
Well, besides that, I mean, the whole dairy
pull on my
industry,
hair,
and I know we're
yeah.
going to get a lot of hate mail talking about the dairy industry, but it's not ethical.
No, it's not. It
And
really
we don't
is
need
factory
to we don't need to
farming.
be graphic about any of it. But it's not ethical. It's downright cruel and inhumane what they do. But dairy is not. It's not natural. We're the only mammals on the planet who still consume tit secretions into adulthood.
I've never heard it quite.
Well, you know me.
Tit
I'm
secretion.
I'm really quite colorful.
Well, you know me. I
get
cannot
graphic
breast-
for
yes,
effect.
You do. I cannot breastfeed with my false ones. I believe the only thing that would come out would be glitter. And I was not breastfed, which is probably why I'm obsessed with breasts. So
I don't think I was breastfed.
my
We
mom
grew
was
up in
not
an
able
era.
to.
Oh
no, mine. She really wanted to, but she was not able to.
Okay. I don't think I was breastfed.
Yeah.
That
So
explains a lot.
and also with my mom, breast milk would have been like Pinot Grigio. This is probably best. I would have just been and you know I was a colicky baby, so that might have helped.
It might have
They
helped.
should have.
I know.
I know. I mean, obviously, I was adorable and a peach as a child, but imagine that first year with me. Yes, I was a colicky, and right now I'm actually a colicky adult.
Well, you have been this past week. You've had quite an upset tum-tum.
I am a colicky adult. I'm crying all the time. Guys take me out on dates instead of getting laid. They just have to drive around the block till I fall asleep. My juice box. But so couldn't be more thrilled that we found all this great cheese.
Bio Life cream cheese. So let's talk about that for just a millisecond.
Yes.
So it is absolutely delicious. Probably the closest we've come to, and we've tried some of the other cream cheeses and they've not been good.
Nope.
Probably the closest thing we've come to the real thing.
Yeah, it's
Super
amazing.
delish,
Really good.
creamy, really wonderful. Really wonderful.
Well, we found that, and then you found a Swiss cheese.
Which was President's Choice, and we were impressed with that as well. So PC does have some
Oh yeah, the Swiss cheese
nice
was
stuff.
good.
Yeah, it was good. It had that beautiful tanginess that you'd expect of Swiss cheese. Really lovely stuff.
Because I was telling you, that's one of my, like, before I came to the vegan dark side, and started also loving cats. I Swiss cheese would be one of my snacks, a go-to. Just, a slice of Swiss cheese because there was protein, and I always loved the taste. So this was great. And I'm leading up to a few nights ago, you made burgers, vegan burgers, obviously on the barbecue, and oh my God, honey, you did cream cheese with a jalapeno.
Yeah, this new Vio
barbecue.
Life cream cheese. We stuffed some jalapenos. It was really good.
Those were the titties and beer. They were so good, along with some Swiss cheese. Yeah, and mushrooms.
Yeah, we
did
sauteed up some mushrooms and
a Swiss melt, right? The
Yeah.
Swiss mushrooms on a burger was one of my favorites, and jalapenos, always jalapenos, always something spicy. So good.
yeah, it was really tasty. And now, we can, now that we've discovered this cream cheese, we could make our own stuffed jalapenos.
Which was
I
another
love
one of my go-tos.
Yeah, I love stuffed jalapenos.
Yeah, jalapeno poppers, amazing.
Oh my God. Yeah, so good.
Yeah, and you were saying that because my friend Barb would make great jalapeno poppers with, of course, bacon. And you said there is some faux bacon.
There are some foam bacons out there. Kind of light life, the Canadian
Life Light.
Yeah.
I'm light
It's
life because I'm a
tongue twister.
Yes, it is.
So that's the Canadian equivalent of Beyond Meat. They have a simulated bacon product. That's not bad.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to. Well, listen. Look, guys, and I love pigs because they're so intelligent, and that's why. But look, we know that bacon is basically like crack cocaine. It smells delicious. It's delicious. I used to line my panty drawer with bacon. It's as good as new car smell. Like,
my
so
God.
I know it's probably another tough one to recreate.
It would be, yeah. And you can come as close as possible,
Yeah.
but it's still never gonna, be the real thing.
But just like you now, I'm like, I like the animals more than
I do.
I need a a bacon jalapeno
Yeah.
popper. So
Absolutely. And that's really what it boils down to, like, at least for people like us. And you know, as you'd mentioned at the top of the show, for us, it really is about health, but it
well,
is,
I'd say equal, right? I'd say
I would
both,
say
both
so
column
too.
A and
Yeah.
column B. Health for sure.
Yeah.
And again, look, we're not here to try to convert you, because I also appreciate that everybody's body chemistry is very different. And so this is new to me. I'm now, over 6 months a vegan. It's working
Congratulations.
for me. Thank you. Do I get like a chip or something? Is it like AA? Do I get something soon for being full vegan?
Yeah. You get, well, we hand out those little airline mini bottles.
Perfect. Put it in my purse and call it a day. But so I'm finding it's really working for me. But even people who are just trying to have a few vegan days, or if you want to go full in, that's why we're doing this. And there's not pressure. That's why we call it the doucheless vegan. I don't want people, like, again, I notice that some people are nervous around me. I'm like, do your thing, live your life.
Yeah, we're not
I don't
judging.
want
Like,
to,
yeah,
no, and
I don't care. I mean,
but try some of these things. Even again, if you want to, like, we've talked about this, and another reason that we get along so well with our tango darling is because we're both very all in or nothing. I'm an everything or nothing kind of person. So doing this, I wanted to go all in to see.
yeah, balls to the wall.
Yeah, I was and my balls are enormous, by the way. We had to find a bigger wall for me to go balls to the wall. And so I just think when we come across things that are amazing, where you don't have to sacrifice taste, which sounds like a commercial, but like really, because especially during these times, if you're locked down, it's very stressful. Food is very comforting. You want you want it to be yummy.
Oh, for sure.
God, right now is just not the time to go on a cleanse, as I joke. My toxins are also the only thing keeping me together, so I won't do it.
You and me both.
I know. Like we're all like healthy. Is it port time?
Soon.
And very soon. And it's Easter, which so sweetie.
Yes.
Because I know a lot of people. We also talk about and you and I are also both very ritualistic.
Mm-hmm.
I got that very much from my mom. When it comes to birthdays, when it comes to you got to treat yourself, as they'd say at Parks
be
and
nice.
Recreation.
Yeah,
and
be nice to yourself.
There are traditions, and I know that's another concern when people are saying, "How can you go vegan?" Because what about the big turkey dinners, and what do you do for those occasions? So take it away, my darling.
All right. Well, we are having our Easter feast today.
Hercules! I can't wait.
I know. I'm looking forward to it too. So we're missing nothing. Gardein has, which is another vegan product line.
Gardein is my man.
Oh my God, so good.
Can't get enough of the Gardein sort of meat substitute.
Yeah. I mean, phenomenal stuff. They've got battered faux fish, which is like delish.
And of course, which we should have had on Good Friday.
I know, instead of we didn't eat meat. It was pretend
of course
meat.
We're always oh my God, this is the best Catholic I've been my whole life.
You're making up for all the years that you didn't abstain from meat on Fridays.
Oh, yep. It's very, very cafeteria Catholic. Picking and choosing. I try to be a good person otherwise. And I can rock a kilt when I want to look like a bad schoolgirl. But other than that, no. But yes, so this Gardein stuff.
So Gardein has got this amazing line of plant-based meat products. So
are they Canadian, sweetie?
You know what? Good question. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to look that up.
Because I really hope when I go, like I'm never going to go.
You're not
going. I go back to LA. I'm back here in like a week.
You better.
Because I really hope people listening in the U.S. and when I'm back there, I can find it. Because
I hope so too.
Gosh,
I hope so too.
Good.
Well, I think the Trader Joe's of the world are going to have to step up their game.
Yeah, and TJ's is great. Apparently, they have some great meatballs. Meatless meatballs.
Meatless meatballs.
So
yep.
We'll have to try it. We'll have to get somebody. Maybe an older gentleman lover or somebody to try that.
Well, the Gardein products here in Canada are not only available at the large groceries, but they're also available at Walmart, the Walmart Supercenter.
Really?
So maybe you could get them at Walmart in the U.S.
So
if not, I would expect that if the demand was there, they'd certainly order them in. I would imagine, L.A. being as
I know.
As
Yeah.
foo-foo as it is.
I'm sure it
There'd
would
probably
be.
be some demand for this kind of stuff.
It is the turkey.
The turkey, yeah, I know, it's really good. Well, everything that they've done, like their fish sticks, their chicken cutlets. You are particularly fond of their turkey cutlets, and today they also have these stuffed turkey breast things.
Which is just making my tail wag. Just making my tail wag.
So we're having the stuffed turkey breast, fake stuffed
You're
turkey
a stuffed
breast.
turkey breast.
I know.
So great. The thing is, like, I'm not a giant eater either. So I know some of my friends are like, well, you're not quite a foodie, so I'm not trusting your opinion. But when you first found these, I don't know, a couple months, we each only got one. That was basically with the kerchief around my neck and my knife and fork. Like, I'm going to need 6 more of these.
Oh my God. I know you loved them. And you actually gave me some grief. And I'm like, one.
I know. What's going on? What are we, farmers? Wait. Yeah. What are we, paupers? I was just like, what's with the one? Are we rationing?
It's wartime.
No. What's going on here? Why just one? It's so great.
Yeah,
And
they're good.
Mind you, you make fabulous stuffing too.
Oh, thanks, honey.
Since I've been here for all the major holidays now, we had it for Thanksgiving, we had it for Christmas, which was also amazing. But also, God knows, especially people listening, you're busy, you're homeschooling your kids, you've got a million things going on. We've got COVID. Why not grab these? You throw them in the oven, boom.
Yeah, but boom, bada bing. It's easy peasy.
So yeah,
it couldn't get any simpler. And yeah, it's delish and healthy and super easy. So
and we're also going to have Brussels sprouts.
Yes, which is a British tradition. So.
Oh, I was going to say that's why. I don't know why I thought it was German. That's why I started the show by saying
the Brussels. I don't know.
I
don't know.
I love Brussels sprouts.
I love
that
them
is
too.
An acquired taste.
Yeah.
It's not everybody's jam.
No, I mean that's true, but it's all in the zhuzhing. So we kind of roast our Brussels sprouts with onions and all kinds of seasoning and deliciousness. So
yeah, it's so good, and of course potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. We're gonna have some mashed potatoes.
You know what's really amazing in
What's that?
Mashed potatoes is oh my gosh, and why am I blanking on it? Japanese
wasabi.
Wasabi. Have you ever done wasabi?
I haven't
done
wasabi mashed
dude,
potatoes. Really?
As a fellow spice dude,
Really?
the Spice Boys, they're insanely good.
Really? Well, I'll have to give those a whirl. I mean, you love horseradish. I'm less into the horseradish than you are.
Horseradish and mashed potatoes are fantastic
Are they?
too. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know, for some crazy reason. I mean, as much as I like fiery food, I've never acquired a real love per se for horseradish, and wasabi is kind of like a horseradish.
Yeah,
right?
I guess it is. And you're on a horse farm.
I know. Well,
May the horse be with you. That's my expression this week. Because I've been taking phenomenal pictures of the horse.
yeah, you really have been taking some fantastic photos.
Well, you know what, honey? If comedy clubs and stuff don't open up soon, I'm going to just become an animal photographer because I have to look into another métier soon.
Well, there's certainly a market for that.
But yeah, so wasabi and mashed potatoes is another great thing. But look, mashed potatoes are, who doesn't like those? My brother could sit down and eat a Prius full. Like on our big night, he was just like, stop looking over here. Don't judge me.
Yeah, I love mashed potatoes. I do. I mean, you and I try wherever possible stay away from too much starch.
Yeah,
but
today.
no, we're gonna be
not today.
loading up.
Seitan or whatever that word you keep using.
Well, Bianca Del Rio, who is a brilliant drag queen.
So funny.
I know, funny. Oh my gosh, and she's like a hate comic, right? But it's just really sharp-tongued, but super funny. And the irony is that I think his real name's Ray. The irony is, like, out of costume, he's like the nicest, schmoopiest. Let me help you. I know it is all about a character. So Bianca Del Rio has this thing, and she's got this gravelly voice, like, "Not today, Satan." I can't do it. Look it up.
Google it.
Yeah.
So, and mashed potatoes. So, to that end, we were saying the other missing element. Not only do we have a pepperoni void, we have also some sour cream FOMO.
Yeah.
In the vegan.
Yeah, we haven't had
world.
much luck finding a good good faux sour cream.
And
so
I love sour cream. I love it on mashed potatoes. I love it with
Yeah.
pierogies. So
I
that's
know.
another thing.
yeah, so I think we're going to try our hand at making our own sour cream. And so to that end, yesterday I was actually, looking up some recipes for sour cream, vegan sour cream, all of which are cashew based. So we'll
Yay.
try our hand at that, and I'll have to buy some lactic acid because that's a prominent ingredient in sour
okay.
cream. So
I love that you always say we.
well, we're a team, darling.
It's me sitting there with just bombarding him with one-liners, and entertaining.
It was a team effort.
It is. Well, I mean, I really, I just think it's been, and I know I've said this before, but being here and just tasting your food, and again, I just want to get it out to the masses because honestly, if I love it this much, I know everyone would. I really do. Where you're just not sacrificing anything.
No, you're not sacrificing a damn thing.
And we really should be sacrificing something because it is the Easter weekend.
I'm sure we'll think of something.
Sure.
I will sacrifice an extra wedge of lime in my gin and tonic.
Okay, there we go. It's all about giving stuff up. Oh, right. It's the end of Lent. Remember, mine were fine. One of my jokes was, this year for Lent, I'm giving up.
Just giving up, period.
Nothing after that. Which reminds me of if we tell a weekly Grandma Millie story, I've been regaling fiancé and everyone who else will listen with Grandma Millie stories. She must be haunting me lately because she's really coming up a lot. But Grandma Millie was my father's mom and was ridiculously beautiful and a former beauty queen. And she only liked good-looking people. She's quite a character. And so Grandma would say things to me because, again, I kind of look like the, love child of Howard Stern and Big Bird. I was not, I was aggressively ugly in my formative years. Well, like the tween years are tough on anyone who's my height, and really on anyone. So she would often say to me, Carla, you didn't get my blonde hair because I dyed. Spoiler alert. Darling, you didn't get my blonde hair or my blue eyes or my perfect skin. And then she would just stop. Like, but you'd think she was going to say, but you have the heart of a whale, or, but you're such a funny. That's it. She would just list off what I didn't get genetically.
Yeah. Thanks, Grandma.
Awesome. But look, the Grandma Millie stories make everyone laugh. So
They
what
do.
a great thing. Who knew that? Posthumously, Grandma would lift all our spirits up during the plague.
I love me some Grandma Millie.
I know, and the Grandma Millie look.
Oh, I know. I'm adopting that.
She was just so beautiful. All she had to do was give a knowing glance to a man, and boom, he would lose it. She had the she would be great in Coas because she had the touchless ejaculation.
That's
just like she was used to a Vulcan mind warp. Just look over at a man and boom, he would orgasm. By the way, I'm not joking when I say this. These are actually stories she would. One was that she was slow dancing, and whoops, the guy just. And I was like, I feel like this is real, Grandma. And then another time, she just looked over. That's how stunning she was. Bring a man to tears and orgasm with just one nod or wink.
Oh, Jesus. To have those superpowers.
I was going to say, that's a power. That's the superhero I want to be in the Marvel universe.
If you could stick that in a bottle.
I'd be the vegan vixen and just.
Oh, you would.
Just women or men, when they look over at me, I blow them a kiss and boom! You can leave your mask on.
Oh, my God. That's a new Tom Jones song.
Exactly.
Leave your mask on.
Don't worry, you don't have to wash your hands afterwards because I don't even touch you.
Oh, my God.
Those jeans. Oh, well. Instead, I just got bad decision jeans. On Saturday Night Live skit where I'm like, I think that has been. I think my life is a tapestry of just one horrible decision after another. Until I got here to the funny part. Except for my gay fiance.
Oh, my God.
That's the best decision I ever made.
For both of us.
Here. Well, I think we covered it all, huh?
I think we have covered.
Also, I'd like to wrap this up early so we can get to the Easter meal.
Priorities.
Selfishly.
Oh, my God. Priorities, right?
Anything else you want to add?
I don't think so, hon. I think we're gonna I think we've talked about everything, and we'll keep people posted on our
Are you going to give any recipes away this week?
I don't know. I don't think so. Not this week.
I like that you're holding back.
I am.
No, buy the damn book.
Buy the book. You know,
Yeah.
what is that saying about the cow?
Okay, well, you
Why
won't
buy the
cow
cow?
if you get the milk for free.
Exactly.
So you're going to do the vegan version of that? I expect with you wouldn't want to use that expression, honey.
I've got to come up with something suitably similar.
Exactly. Well, why buy the porn movie if you've got the internet? Something like that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to work it in. Whatever.
We'll figure it out.
As I keep saying, when a Zoom show shaves 6 months off of it, this is hard to say. Shaves 6 months off of every comedian's life that you don't want to get your comedy where you've been getting your porn, because that can be confusing.
Could be a problem.
Exactly. So thank you for joining us. Please take good care. Keep staying healthy and safe and happy. And we loves ya.
Absolutely. Can't wait till next time.
All right. Well, bon appetit. We're going to go have a vegan Easter meal.
Absolutely. Happy Easter.
Yep. Hide those eggs. I think all my eggs are hidden now.
All the Fabergé eggs.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.